On a random Thursday at 1 a.m. before my flight to LA, I wanted to spend my 6-hour flight time working on this really cute lace spider poncho designed by Yae Ji Ya. I only had this light and dark gray cotton bamboo blend yarn, and I never really made anything lacy. So let's see how much I managed to finish over the course of my trip. I just got back from the airport and I only got about this far, or this wide with everything, before I had to stop because I ran out of yarn. I only brought like 1.5 of these and I finished the dark gray, finished up my light gray ball yarn, and I was like, oh, guess I'm done because I do not have anywhere else to go from here. I also just watched her latest upload where she was kind of going through her project, and hers is a little longer than mine. She has about 24 of these star motifs or flower motifs going across, and I only have about 20. Don't know if that'll be an issue, but when I was kind of mocking this fold, I think it works out, and even if it's kind of like slanted, I think it will still look good. So mine might just be a little tighter, which is okay. It'll be okay. I was honestly more worried about it being too wide than it being too narrow, because no matter how I fold it, it's going to have enough space for my head. It's just how it drapes. It's going to be a little different. This is what it looks like without blocking it, and if you block it, it does stretch a little bit. So fingers crossed that that's okay. I do, however, have to flip strategies because I wanted to make this a kind of duotone poncho situation, and instead of just like one big white like she did or one big gray, hence the dark gray lining on top. Problem is, I only have one more of these balls, and one of those balls made 2.25, let's say, 2.25 rows of these flowers. Obviously, that's not enough, and I counted the width of hers. It was about it was about 7 flowers long. I'm thinking I can get away with maybe 6. I think going up until here to my tummy is about 6 or 7. But regardless, I was kind of playing around with the different kind of color combos with the thickness of it that I might go with. I really want to do this one with a kind of like a thin strip of gray, or thin strip of dark gray in the bottom, but I do not have enough yarn because this plus this is only going to get me 4 rows and the rest would have to be this one. And I do have another ball somewhere. So essentially I have 2 balls of dark gray and 2 balls of light gray. So I do want to make it asymmetrical a little bit. I don't want to just like light gray, dark gray, light gray, dark gray. I'm in the middle of catching up on everyone's favorite childhood movies, Harry Potter, and ignoring my impending need to make a decision for the color combo. I still wasn't sure what I wanted to do for the colors, so to be honest, I'm just winging it at this point and hoping it turns out okay. I've made an executive decision of the color combos that I'm going to go with. I was trying to do some mock-ups on paper just because it kind of helped me visualize a little better, and in addition to a little bit of Googling. These were the 2 options I was kind of playing around with. One that was kind of bottom dark gray heavy, and one that was light gray in the middle, or the white is kind of the light gray here, then the dark gray, and then another stripe of light gray. My second option was the light gray in the middle and the dark gray on the bottom. So that would be about 4 rows of light, 3 dark, or 3, 3, 1. And after seeing how it's coming out, and to kind of minimize my color changes a little bit, this is what I have about 3 flowers in. 2 of these would make about, I think, 5 in total. It's coming out well, and I might not actually need 4 and 3. I might end up with 5 and 2 depending on how much this actually blocks out. So I'm just going to finish up my light gray and then start on my dark gray and see how much that gets me. I'm also, because I didn't block this, I don't actually know how wide this gets, even if I'm stretching a little bit now. So my plan is to kind of dunk it in water and just let it hang out overnight. And tomorrow I will have a better idea of how wide each flower motif will get me, and then I can go from there. I'm really liking how it looks so far. I know right now from far away it kind of looks like a blob, but I think it's big enough. I'm still purely guessing from here. If I stretch it a little, it's enough to kind of go around comfortably. Oh, I love how it feels. It might actually be too hot to wear in, 95-degree weather, but it's still a fun make, so we're gonna keep chugging along. All right, so midpoint check-in. We have this. I'm about 5.5, I think they're called motifs, 5.5 flower motifs in, and I thought that that was a good stopping point to finally switch to the dark gray now. So I actually got farther along in terms of the dark gray. Like, I thought I'd only get 4-ish really, and the fact that I have 5 and change is amazing. So I'm actually only gonna have maybe 1 or 2 dark gray motifs to finish off. So the plan for tonight is to dunk it in some water and then kind of just hang to dry, just so I let all the flowers kind of hang and loosen itself. And then once I hopefully go to sleep, wake up in the morning, it will be more closer to the dimension that I imagine it's going to be once it's like all nice and flowy. So I just finished blocking the piece and hanging it so I can see a rough idea of what it's going to look like tomorrow. Obviously it's not perfect because it's not pinned down, so it won't get its full flurries, but I'll be able to see how much I want to continue with the dark gray here on the side. I think it's looking pretty good so far. I really like the flowers. It's definitely feels a little shorter than I thought it would. I do wish I had some light gray to finish out the piece instead of the dark one, just because I think that would kind of match my vision more, but hey, we work with what we have. So we're gonna leave it to sleep for tonight, and hopefully tomorrow it will not be soaked into my wood here and into this bowl I have set up on the bottom. Let's fingers crossed that we can finish this tomorrow. First try on with the back kind of just pinned with the stitch markers, and I kind of really like it. It makes me feel kind of elegant. I do kind of wish I had another flower or two to kind of make this a little not like but it makes me think of those off-the-shoulder dresses where they like have that fold, and I could make it longer, but I don't think this fabric would. I think I like the length because it ends straight at my elbows when it's at my shoulder. So I think we're at a good length. So I'm not gonna make any more flower motifs. I kind of stopped at 1 flower, and I think I'm just gonna put another row of single crochets to kind of like finish it off. I hope I'm a fancy French lady at this point because this feels so cute. Thank you for Yae Ji Ya for the poncho. Not even inspiration, pretty much just took her idea with the spider lace thread, but I did add in the dark gray bits on the top, bottom, and just the single crochets just to give it some more structural integrity. But I love how it turned out. It is still a little damp, so I do need to let it dry before I can actually wear it out. I was just too excited because the pattern looks so cute. I am very excited to kind of play around with more lace thread projects in the future, so you might see more coming from there. I will say you need a lot of lace thread because mine only comes in balls of like 120, 200 yards, and that does not give you a lot when you're working with such thin yarn. This thing does get a little hot, maybe because it's damp, maybe because there's no wind, but I don't know that I can necessarily bring this with me to Japan because it is going to be 95 degrees out and I'm sweating in an 80-degree house. So maybe I will wear it on a cute picnic date. I really do feel so fancy. Like, modern crochet just looks so good. So I am excited to wear this out, no matter where it may be. But that is all I have for this one. I am excited to see what my next project is going to be. Other than that, happy crocheting. Bye!